Now I will review a very critical step for your ZDM migration. Part of your plan should be to prepare and test your applications to automatically switch database connections from the source to target database. How this is done will vary from application to application. However, for additional information on the Oracle best practices, we recommend that you review the MAA and HA documentation from the Oracle docs. And now we come to customizing a migration job. You can customize the ZDM workflow by registering action scripts or plugins as pre-actions or post-actions to be performed as part of the operational phases during a migration job. Registering custom plugins. Custom plugins are scripts that are registered to the ZDM service host to be plugged in as customizations for a particular operational phase. For example, here I'm associating a pre-user action for the phase ZDM validate target. Okay. So in this command, the scripts /home user act.sh are copied to the ZDM service repository, and they are run if they are associated with any migration job run during an action template. But before I speak about action templates, so here I have two examples of adding user actions to the ZDM service host. You have the command, which is ZDM CLI add user action. Pass in the parameter -user action, the name that I want to give to my user action, which in this case is ZDM val target. The operational type is being associated with it, which is migrate database. The phase, which is during the ZDM validate target phase, and -pre, which means before this phase is executed, and then what to do on a single error, which in this case is abort. And then finally, -action script, and then the path to my action script. What is important to know here is that this script will be copied into the repository. So further updates to that script will not be reflected unless this user action is modified with a new copy of the script. So, which is similar, the modify user action is similar to the example that we have down here. However, this modify user action is to associate with or to modify how it's used for a phase. So here the ZDM validate target is now being moved to a post action. However, if you simply want to modify the user action with a new script, then you would use modify user action -user action name and then the script path. And here, as contrast, is a user action that does a pre-action or pre-plugin before validating the source database server. And as you can see, it's very similar. The name of the user actions are different. The phase is the same. The operation type is the same. However, the phase is, instead of being validate target, is validate source. Both of them are pre-actions. This one is also an abort on a single error, and the action script is now a different action script. So, creating an action template. After the user action plugins are registered, you can create an action template that combines a set of plugins which can be associated with a migration job. So here, for example, we're adding an image type, action ZDM. The base type would be a custom plugin, and then these specific user actions that you see that had been created in the previous example. Okay. So now, whenever you use this particular image type and it comes to this phase, then it will execute this script that's been stored in the repository. So, updating the Axon plugins. I've already given one example for how the modify is used, which is to modify the script again to update the repository with a new one. In this case, this is modifying the user Axon to be associated with a different part of the phase. So instead of being pre, it's now post. Okay, so, and then the way you associate an Axon template to a migration job is with a ZDM command. As you're executing the migration, you pass an additional parameter, the minus image type, Axon ZDM.